Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I was just about to say it's been so long since I've been here, but it's been like a week. It's been literally like a week, you guys, but that's how attached I am already, because I be in my comments talking to y'all like, yeah girl, yeah, 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 I felt that too. Like, I be in there chopping it up with y'all. So it's kind of maybe been a week since I posted, so I was like, let me get on here and get y'all a little story time going, because Lord knows I have a bucket list of stories. Like, every time I think about some shit I've been through, I be like, let me get on my phone, put this on my to-do list, on my YouTube to-do list. I have a YouTube to-do list. I put that in there, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that when I'm in the mood, because I gotta be in certain moods to talk about certain things. Like, there's certain things that, like, I don't be in the mood to talk about. Like, I don't be in that energy or in that space. So, you know what I mean? So, like, I be having to be in the mood. But I was reading my comments, and somebody was telling me that they want the story time on that. All right, because this story time has to do with a lot of things that, like, will get me demonetized. I'm gonna come up with, like, code names from now, right? So BDSM, right? I said that mad quick. If y'all don't know what that is, that's basically like, damn, I don't know how to talk about these things without, like, being demonetized. All right, it's the nasty. All right, so sex is gonna be the nasty time, and BDSM is gonna be ASMR, right? So those are the code names, right? So we're gonna be talking about ASMR and the nasty time, and ASMR is basically like when you go into the real, like, freak leak. Ain't nobody like me. Like, when you go into the real freak nasty part of, like, the nasty time. Like, we talking 50 Shades of Grey. If y'all ever read the book or watched the movie 50 Shades of Grey, then y'all already have, like, a little slight hint of what ASMR is. BDSM. All right, so nevertheless, y'all, this story is about that. So somebody in my comments said that, I forgot what story time I was talking and I mentioned it, but somebody told me that they wanted the backstory to that, right? It was in my did she get laced story time, right? And somebody else was watching that story time, and they was like, can I, like, start, like, making more stuff on camera while I give you my story times? Because in that story time I made these boots. I'm gonna put the boots right here since my mannequin's right here. I made these boots that was a part of my Eau de Couleur collection launch. And they're made out of teddy bears, and I actually did one of the boots on camera with you guys on story time. So she was like, I would love to see you make more stuff, like tops and stuff. And I actually have been selling a lot of my Trappe Ma cover-up dresses, so I was like, I need to make some more. So that's what I'm gonna be making today. I'm gonna be doing the second half of my Trappe Ma dress. I'm gonna be sewing all the pailles, so you guys will see when I get started. But yeah, that's what you're finna talk about today, right? So y'all, the story starts off like this, and you guys already know when I say the story starts off like this, it's finna be what? It's finna be motherfucking juicy. It's finna be nice and wet, okay? Like, y'all, I don't know if y'all like y'all macaroni dry or if y'all like it wet, but I like me some gushy, and I'm gonna always give y'all the story nice and gushy and wet. I still be having people come in my comments and be like, oh, like, hurry up, like, get on with the story, girl, like, you taking too long. Oh my god, like, go back to TikTok. Like, go back to, no offense to the TikTok girlies, but I'm not a fan of TikTok. That's why, like, I have a TikTok. I don't post on TikTok. Like, I'm not really in tune with 30-second content. Like, I need, if I'm gonna be, like, interested in, like, content, I need more. Like, I can't do that 10-second gimmicky and then I don't even know who you are, what you're about, what your name is. So a lot of these people come to the story time and they be like, girl, you're taking mad long, get to the point. Like, if y'all watching a movie, like, y'all want a 30-minute movie? Like, that don't make no sense. We need a plot, we need an intro, we need a body, and we need a conclusion. Like, what are you talking about? Like, girl, I'm sick of y'all. Go back to TikTok. Go back to TikTok with this shit. But nevertheless, let's get started. So I was just photographing this dress. I made this cute bag. This is my puffer bag. It matches this dress. It's so cute. I was photographing it to see if a client wanted it, but she kind of fronted on it and said she ain't want it. So damn, where am I to put this? Yeah, she ain't want it. It's okay though. It's a very cute dress. Ugh. What am I doing? You guys see the way it bubbles at the bottom? And then it's a cross through bubble. I'll add a picture or something. Y'all, this is so difficult right now. I'm dying. Y'all, you see what I'm doing for y'all? It's because I love y'all. I actually want to spray paint this mannequin pink. I've been thinking about doing that. Okay, we getting somewhere. We getting somewhere. Bop, 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 bop. I gotta stop. All right, the trape dress is on, and I'm going to start hand sewing the pailles to the dress as I give y'all the story time. Okay, y'all, so this story started because I was badly looking for a job at this point in time. I think I was maybe like in my early mid-20s, and I was looking for a job. So you guys, if you are ever searching for a job on Indeed or anything online, and you find companies that tell you, hey, you can make from $1,000 to $2,000 like in 1 week, and sign up, and you can choose your own hours, and you can work part-time or free time, and blah blah blah. Scam scammer Monday. That's exactly what these people are. And I ran into these companies twice, and like even the other day I was like trying to look for a new job because y'all, I hate my job, but I was trying to look for a new job, and I actually found one of those companies, and I was just like, now I know all the signs that come with y'all, hell nah. But nevertheless, I was working for one of those companies, right? So I signed up for this job. It was janky. Like, it was kind of like one of those jobs where you go to this like small office and you see all these random people, and there's no like structure or offices. They're just like having you walk out in the street selling like fake electricity and fake home insurance and stuff like that, and they're having like these empowering speeches in the morning, like, yeah, we're gonna make how much money today, yeah, can I get a yeah, teamwork, yeah. Like, y'all, if y'all know about these jobs, put in the comments, because I don't want to feel crazy like I'm the only one who ever signed up for these. But this is where I was working, y'all, right? And I was working there for maybe about a month before I met the people that I'm going to be talking about. And my first experience, my first month working there was, it's not a long story time, but I was dealing with some hating ass help. I was dealing with hating ass help. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want a story time on that, I can give it to y'all separately. But that story time will probably be like about like 20-30 minutes long, like not long at all. But the reason why I started working with these people was because I originally was working with this girl, and when things went sour with her, the managers put me in a team with these people that I'm going to be discussing, right? So now that we got our turns together, we got ASMR, we got nasty time, let's get the people, the characters in place, okay? Because usually I be having names beforehand for these characters, but I don't even have a name yet for them. But I'm gonna make that up quick. So we're dealing with a couple, right? The man is gonna play more of a part than the woman, but we're dealing with a couple, and we're gonna name the guy. Okay, so I wanted to call him that guy that be in the media all the time doing all that freak nasty stuff. I forgot his name, and I try to Google it, but it's just like I'm putting like guy who raps about freaky stuff. But y'all know who I'm talking about. He be spitting in people's mouth and doing all that nasty stuff. But I can't remember his name. So I'm gonna call the main character Freak Nasty, okay? And I'm going to call his girlfriend Pick Me, because she was a pick me, okay? If she was a pick me, if I ever seen one with my own two eyes ever in life, like, okay? So we're gonna call her Pick Me. Okay, so I meet Freak Nasty. Freak Nasty is who's on the job. He's the one that's working with me. So the first day they pair me with Freak Nasty. Y'all, I've never been a good reader of men kind of like hitting on me, because I grew up like as like an ugly Betty. So I had to learn that like men were like flirting or having their eye on me. I had to learn those context clues. But y'all, Freak Nasty was like staring me down like I was a piece of steak. Like I was like I was a piece of meat. Like I knew he wanted this. Like I knew it. Like he was giving me them like Casanova like gloomy eyes, like, and he was like, that's where I knew I couldn't trust Freak Nasty, because I hate smooth talkers. He was a very smooth talker, like very gentlemanly, like pick your hand up, kiss your forehand type of guy, wear suits. Like our job did not require us to wear formal wear. Like they required us to be like business casual, but this man, my man, would come out in tailored suits, which is why I knew like he was trying to make up for a lack, because when you seen him, he looked like a man that had so much, that was like wealthy, like, but it was all a facade, because like in the back end he was just a womanizer, manipulator. He was broke, nasty, all types of things, but we'll get there. So I meet Freak Nasty. My manager tells me, okay, you know, sorry, the first situation with your group didn't go right. I'm gonna pair you with Freak Nasty. He's a great top seller. He'll teach you everything you need to know, blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the third. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to be with a man. A nice change of environment, because me and women, like the last situation I went through was with a woman, and it was because of all that weird jealousy, envy type of thing. And I just couldn't deal with that anymore. So I was excited I was being paired with a guy. So like I said, Freak Nasty was kind of giving me the eyes from the first day, whatever. You know, your girl look good or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? You know what's going on? I'm saying. I didn't learn how to say that, because I've been hearing them say that on like baddies and not as TV. You know what's going on? I think it's a down south thing. But, and what else I want to learn besides that? I want to learn stupid asshole, like how they be saying like that. I want to learn that too. But nevertheless, right? Why am I thinking about learning other people's slang? Like, this is crazy. But so we on the job. First day on the job, Freak Nasty is being like real nice to me, real sweet, like, you know what I'm saying, like asking me out on like a date and playing that real like flirtatious, flirty bum thing. And at that point, I don't think I was in a relationship. Or was I? Was I? Damn, I can't remember. Damn, y'all, I might have been in a relationship. Y'all, I don't even want to hear it. Like, don't even talk about me in the comments. Don't even, because I already know you's guilty too at one point in time or another. So we're just gonna leave it right here on the table. Calm that ass down. I'm not married yet. Shit. I may or may not have been in a relationship, y'all. But I was a little bit jacking the Freak Nasty energy, right? So the job entails us like meeting up in different neighborhoods and trying to sell, like, I think at this time we were selling electricity or whatever the case may be. So we didn't have any supervision. So Freak Nasty would bring his girlfriend along for like our like work shifts. Like she would come along. So even though he was hitting on me, the first time he brought his girlfriend, I was mad awkward because I was just like, damn, this guy has been flirting with me on the job for like weeks now, asking me out on a date and stuff like that, and his whole girlfriend is coming to work with us. Like, how am I even gonna keep a straight face in front of her? Like, but the day that she came, he literally hugged me and kissed me on the cheek and was being the same flirtatious self he's ever been, introduced me to her and everything. And that first day that she came, when I realized that he wasn't stopping his flirtation with me, like he wasn't like quitting, and she was so comfortable about it to the point where I felt like she was somewhat even flirting with me, I was like, oh, I think this is a thing. Like, but I still wasn't sure because like I said, I still didn't know, like, if someone, like, I still was, like, trying to figure out, like, is they into me or what? Like, so after that first time he brought his girl into work with us, he was like, oh, we should all go and have, like, you know, a drink or whatever after work. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll come. He had the car, so he would transport us, like, from place to place, like when we were doing like our job shifts, which is why I liked working with him, because at that point I wasn't driving, and if I wasn't with him I would be taking the train and walking in and out of neighborhoods trying to like sell this insurance. Like, you get what I'm saying? And this whole thing was a Ponzi scheme, y'all. I felt like they were not selling like insurance, electricity. They were trying to get people personal information, like, because to sign up you had to give your social, you had to give your take a picture of your ID, all this stuff like that. And the people would come back to the table, like if we would post the table outside the neighborhood, they'll be like, oh, well, my shit never came through. And like, we done took these people all their information, and these people were getting scammed. And I felt so bad because after, when I realized what company I was working for, before I quit, I was like, yo, like, there are mad people that I bonded with, like, that I took down their personal information for these people, and I don't even know what the hell they're going to do with it. Like, it's so crazy. Like, but nevertheless, yeah, so we were riding with him. So we went out for drinks, and that's when they came out and told me, like, they're like a poly relationship where but that's the reason why I call his girlfriend pick me, because how is it a poly relationship where he's able to invite other women into the situation, but she's not able to invite other male partners into the equation? Like, it's only poly for him, like, for his satisfaction. It's his poly. Like, it's his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a two-way street. But when I realized their situation, this man was doing whatever he want because he was the provider. So Pick Me wasn't working. Pick Me wasn't like she was young and she wasn't living at home with her parents anymore. She was living with him, and he was taking care of her. So that's the reason why he was able to kind of just do his own thing, and she had to just kind of go with it. And come to find out, like, the whole ASMR world that they were a part of, the poly, the nasty, the rooms, all this stuff like that, he introduced her into that world when he started dating her. So I felt like that was kind of his thing, because he would always try to like have conversations where he felt like he was the most educated when it came to like the nasty time, and how he looks at the nasty time as a more like spiritual, and like it's involved with like a lot. And trust me, guys, the conversations he used to have, they used to have my panties in Niagara Falls. Like, it was like this man knew like about like he knew about things them, like he knew about the things them, like, y'all, master manipulator, master womanizer. Like, mind you, come to find out later on, this man had like 3 kids, 3 different BMs, and he was still like, it was like a cult. Like, I guess they were all kind of like a part of it at times, and then beefing at other times. But Pick Me was his main gal. She lived with him. That was his main squeeze. She was down with anything he wanted. That was what it was, right? So they invite me out for the drinks. They're putting me on to, like, you know, that's how, like, yeah. So he was the like breadwinner in the house, so he was taking care of her. So they initially and literally technically invite me in. Like, he basically was like, the only reason why I even started bringing my girlfriend to work was because I was going home and telling her about you and how much I liked you and how much I would want to invite you in, and you know, she wanted to meet you, etc., etc. So I'm like taken aback by all of this because I've never been introduced to this type of world before. Like, I've never like been like, I'm not that like advanced in that world where like, or I mean, right now I'm doing my thing, whatever. You know, but that's besides the point. But at that time I wasn't really like, you know, especially the boyfriend I had at the time, he was very vanilla. Like, you know what I mean when I say vanilla, like basic, like basic. And then these people were very like 50 shades of gray. So it was like a complete polar opposite. Like, it was a big leap for me, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was intrigued. So I basically told them, like, you know, I don't know, like, if I'm down to be in a poly situation, but I'm down to test the waters and have some fun with y'all, or whatever the case may be. So they were cool with that, right? And then I felt like I really agreed because they were low-key pressuring me. Like, I felt like that's why he kind of brought his girlfriend too, because she was trying to get close to me, like, oh, let's go shopping together, let's do this together. Like, she was, but I also felt like she didn't really like me. She was nice to me, but it felt like she was just doing, like, he was master and she was trying to please him, and she used to call him master too. Like, it's like, it was so weird. Their dynamic was like owner and slave, and it was like not just in the bedroom, but it was also like outside the bedroom. Like, they were like, she, like, he was the master and she was the peasant, the slave, and she did everything he said, everything he asked for. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of those situations. And I knew I'd never work in any type of situation like that because I am disobedient as a motherfucker. Like, I don't want to listen to nobody. That's why I got to make a video on how I'm a bad employee, and I've always been a bad employee, is because I'm a great employer. Like, I've never been the one to listen and abide by rules, especially when I feel like it's for someone's own personal gain and it has nothing to do with my safety or my benefit. Like, I don't want to listen to you. Like, I take care of myself. Like, I'm not saying that I want to be a strong black woman and I don't want to like a man to lead or whatever, but I'll be damned if I'll be a man's slave. Like, hell no. Like, if it was 100, 400 centuries ago and we were unfortunately still a part of slavery, they would have had to off me, like, because I would have been so disobedient from young. Like, I've been like the person who like could never take order. Like, I can't, like, don't tell me what to do. Like, only person I listen to is my mom, because every time I've never listened to her, bad stuff has always happened. But outside of that, nobody don't tell me what to do, please. Thank you. All right, so that was pick me situation, right? It was working for her. She had somewhere to stay, somewhere to live. Who am I to judge her? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So after this like meetup and me telling them like maybe I might be down for this, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying, I might be a little intrigued, they started adding me into like WhatsApp group chats. They had like WhatsApp group chats with me and them where they would like send like videos and like pictures and like do a lot of like sex thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was looking like Twitter, when, you know, Twitter after dark. Like, that's what the WhatsApp was looking like. It was giving Twitter after dark, and I wasn't as comfortable at the time, so they were always asking me to send stuff, and I told them like I wasn't comfortable just like sending stuff in the chat and doing all that extra stuff. But they would send me like all their films, like everything that they've, like, I wouldn't say everything they ever recorded, but it was so much content. Like, they would send me of like, you know, pick me being like tied up and roped up and shit like that, like mask and role play, and y'all, it got real gruesome and real graphic in those. Like, a lot of like toys and like real crazy stuff. Like, they were really into it. Like, I guess it was like a community, like, you know what I'm saying? So now, y'all, they invite me over to Freak Nasty's house, right? They was like, oh, come over, we're gonna cook. He was like, oh, I want y'all to cook for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take you and pick me to the supermarket, and I want y'all to make me some food or whatever. Pick me knows what I like, so you can just assist her, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't even know that I was signing up for that until like, they invited me over, they were having dinner. And then when I got there, he like saying all this extra stuff. I'm looking at him like, For you for what, nigga? Like, but y'all, I did it. I still did it. Well, Pick Me did most of it, but I still like, and then I was like looking like confused at first, but I still went along with it because I'm just like, is this a part of the thing? Like, am I about to be a slave? Like, yeah. Nah, it was ghetto. I'm laughing. Let me stop laughing. Okay, so now when I get there, I didn't even know, like, he lived in the projects, y'all. And I'm not even talking like no regular ass projects. I'm talking about like the Bronx, the diggy down Bronx, however you say that, like the projects. Like, it was given like, I'm so unserious, y'all. I'm always laughing at something. Nah, but it was given like he was living in the projects, right? So now so now like, reason why I'm laughing is because like there's projects and then there's projects. Like, I'm talking about that his projects was like the piss in the elevator projects. Like it was given that, like, it was real like pissy, real like dirty projects, dirty. And it's like, unfortunately, I've never lived in a project, but like I understand like the rent is super cheap and like you don't pay for electricity or gas, and I wouldn't want those bills on me either. And I probably would take a project apartment if it was offered to me. But it would have to be a good benefit for me to live in them shits, because them shits is nasty, bro. Them things is real nasty. So I get there and it's the projects. That's not even like the most like weirdest part, right? So when I get there, before we even go inside the crib, he's like, oh yeah, you know, let's just go to the supermarket. The supermarket is legit like right across the street. Like, he buys some groceries, like, and he wanted some basic ass stuff. Like, he wanted like fried chicken cutlet and some corn and like beans and like some yellow Spanish rice. And I'm like, it's because I don't know, like, if it's a Bronx thing or like, I guess Pick Me was maybe of Spanish descent or something like that. But that was giving real, that food was giving real like real DR, real Dominican. Like, I'm just like, damn, like, you ain't gonna throw up no real food up here, like, cause I cook, y'all. Like, I can cook. I cooks. Like, that's why I don't even be in the kitchen that often. But when I go in the kitchen, I gets down. Like, I've learned how to cook from a lot of good chefs, and I did a lot of like watch the Chop. I watched like almost every episode of Chopped, like, ever to mankind. I watch a lot of cooking stuff. So, and I'm really good with my taste palette. But nevertheless, but Pick Me was taking over with the meal. That's why I said I felt like she didn't really like me, because that day when it came to the food, like, he kept coming to have to check her, because she kept kind of like, I don't know if she felt uncomfortable because I was in her space, but she kept like scooting me to the side, like, every chance she got, like, I got this, like, I'm doing this, like, this is my man. Like, it was giving that energy, and I was just like, are y'all both really comfortable with this? That's how I felt like she wasn't really doing it at her own free will. Like, I felt like she just knew that she had to do it because this was the person that was taking care of her. But like, did she really want to share her man? I don't think so. I think it was like, she maybe was his slave, but when it came to me, she probably like was like. And then not only that, I hate calling people colorists, and I do have a video on colorism. I'm gonna add it right here. And especially with the whole thing that just happened with Ice Spice and Cleo. But y'all, people be colorists as a motherfucker, especially women. And Pick Me was light skinned, and of course she seemed like she was of some type of Spanish descent. And I felt like, you know, those girls, when they see they man into like some chocolate, some chocolate, they don't really like that too much. Like, they're not really jacking that all the way. They don't really like that. And that's okay, but you got to take that up with your man. Like, especially even like in the reverse, because my ex, he's not even Spanish, he's Trinidadian, and this man is pale. When I say pale, like, he's Ice Spice pale, like, he's Ice Spice color. And the years I was with him, me and this man was together for 4 years, and I kid you not, like, there was a lot of times, especially when we go into Spanish restaurants, where we would sit down and like the Spanish waitresses or the host, they would always just be extra nice with him and give me mad attitude and be whispering with each other. They would always make me feel mad uncomfortable, like to the point where like there's times I would get into arguments and my boyfriend would have to like stop me. But yeah, especially y'all tell me I'm lying. Light-skinned men like chocolate. Spanish men like chocolate. It's just, it is what it is. It's a nasty preference for everybody to have all the way around. That's not me. I don't have a distinction. Like I've dated a beautiful chocolate man. I've dated a very fair-skinned man, and like I like all types of men. Like I'm just attracted to men. But some people have a color complex, and I just felt like she kind of like looked down at me a little bit, in the sense where like how colorless girls be doing. Like I was getting that energy from her, and the reason why I say that is because of all the stuff that happened afterwards. But I was feeling that energy from that point in time too, right? But like I said, she was keeping herself at bay for her man, you know what I'm saying, and for her living situation, you get what I mean? So I guess I get it. I don't like to say could never be me, but I do like to say I would hope not me ever. Like I hope I don't ever put myself in those positions. So now we cooked this struggle meal for him, right? Struggle ass meal. Nobody want that shit. I know I ain't want it. And then like she wanted to like, the way, I don't know, but like the way I cook, like my mom taught me how to cook meals is like you gotta like clean your chicken. Like I clean my poultry with a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of lime, and I let it soak in. I mix that mixture, let it soak in some water or whatever. Clean my meat before I actually cook it. Not all meat, but like your poultry, you know what I'm saying, to get that smell, like that that raw smell. She didn't want to do that with the chicken cutlet. She just went, she didn't even rinse it. She went straight into seasoning and breadcrumbing it. Like, and I was just like, no. Like, I did not want to eat it. But they ate it. I ate the rice and beans. Because me, I'm a person, I can't eat something that I can't eat. Like, my stomach, my body just won't let me consume it. I get food poisoning very easy. I'm very delicate with my stomach. I can't put anything in my mouth down my throat. Hell no. Like, not even to please you. Like, hell no. So we eat or whatever. So now after we eat, they want to get into the nasty time, right? So we start getting into the nasty time, and all of a sudden, while we like in the midst of it, we didn't even get too crazy yet, I start hearing like somebody coughing. So I'm just like, what the fuck? But the music is on, so I'm like, is somebody coughing? Like, damn, your neighbor, I could hear them right through here. And he's like, oh nah, don't worry about it, that's my grandmother. I'm like, what the? Yo, what? He's like, it's my grandmother, she's in the next room. I'm like, nah, like, what is your grandmother doing here? Can she hear us? Does she know? Like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, you're literally trying to have a 50 Shades of Grey freak nasty like sex shop like in your living room, in your bedroom right now, and your grandma is like 2 feet away. He's like, oh no, this is my grandma's apartment, you know, I'm her caretaker, she's bedbound, you know, she can't hear, she can't speak, she's sick with Alzheimer's. He was just saying the whole nine. It made me so uncomfortable, y'all. It made me so uncomfortable that I like didn't want to like participate anymore. You get me? I didn't want to participate. And they spent like a whole hour trying to convince me like, oh, it's cool, don't worry about it, blah blah blah. I was like, nah, I don't. So they was like, all right, since this is your first time being here and this is making you uncomfortable, next time we could probably do like a telly or something like that. But if I want to watch, because they're gonna still keep going. So I was like, all right, I'll watch. Y'all do y'all's. If y'all grandma come magically walking, getting up and coming out here, that's y'all. I watch, whatever. So they get into doing their thing, and the whole time Freak Nasty is, I'm watching, and Freak Nasty is like trying to invite me in and keep paying attention to me. And then Pick Me starts getting annoyed because she's like basically telling him like, babe, like she doesn't want to be a part of it, she just want to do it, and you're just literally like, you're not giving me enough attention, like you're paying attention to her and she doesn't want to do it. So I just felt like, you know what, maybe I'm making y'all a little uncomfortable. They wanted me to spend the night that night, but at that point I didn't want to spend the night because I was just like, it's getting a little weird. I'm gonna just go home. And I was tight, y'all, because I lived mad far. So by the time it was the nighttime when I decided to leave, it took me hours to get home. Like, it took me at least 3 to 4 hours to get to my side of town because of the time frame the trains and buses was working and stuff, and I wasn't driving at the time. It took me forever, but I was very uncomfortable, so I had to leave that night because the whole grandma situation made me uncomfortable. And then her feeling uncomfortable about him like continuing to pay attention to me while they're doing their thing. It was like too much going on. So I was like, it's just time I exit stage left. So now fast forward, we get to our next work day. We get to the next week. I think this happened on a weekend. So we get to the next week, right? We get to the next week and we go to work, and Pick Me doesn't come to work with Freak Nasty. So I see him, he's acting his old regular self. I asked him where Pick Me was, and he was like, oh, you know, she didn't really want to come in today, and she had to clean the house, whatever, do her slave work, you know, all that good stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he was asking me like, oh, you know, why I left. He didn't like that I left, and how I just gotta like be patient and be calm and don't think too much, like trying to womanize me, manipulate me, and seduce me and all that stuff. Like, and it started becoming a little uncomfortable because at the end of the day, even though I was working for a Scamamandea company and it was a Ponzi scheme, I was still trying to, like, at that point, I'm a Capricorn, so everything that I put my hands or my name on, I want to work hard at it and I want to succeed. So even if it's a scam, I want to be the best scammer ever. You get what I'm saying? So I was still trying to get work done, and he just always would just want to educate me and talk to me and flood my messages with stuff about ASMR, and I'm just like, all right, I get it, but I'm not thinking with my genitals all day long. Like, yeah, it's cool, yeah, it's fun, like, yeah, I'm having fun, like, we young, whatever, but like, damn, my guy, like, you're talking about genitals every second of the day. Like, bro, like, relax, bro. Like, it's getting real uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I started to feel at one point. So one thing I will say a positive to him was he was also a chess teacher, and he taught kids how to do chess after school sometimes, and he taught me how to play chess, and I still have that skill to this day, and it's gotten me very far. So that's one positive to him, even though he was a freak nasty. So now he's like, if you're not comfortable with that type of setup, you know, I'm still interested in you. You know, I still got the right to date on my own. So, like, can me and you do something, right? So I'm like, you know what? I think I would like that better, right? So me and him start linking on our own terms without Pick Me. And we start, like, doing our thing. So now, all of a sudden, like, after maybe a couple of weeks of me and him just strictly dating, like, and doing stuff together, Pick Me decides to come back to the job with him one day. So that day when they come back to the job, I can tell the energy is like off because he's like, he looks like he's upset and have a serious face, and she has an attitude like she's not even saying hello to me. She didn't greet me, nothing, y'all. I'm not stupid, I'm not dumb, I'm not deaf, I'm not blind. I could already see that there's like trouble in paradise. And I'm like, whatever, that's their business. I guess, like, at that point, I didn't know if, like, I didn't think, it's not that I didn't know, I didn't think she would have had an issue with us linking by itself. Because, like I said, the way the situation was set up, she wasn't the one making decisions. He was. So I still felt a little weird when she came around that day. But I wasn't making nothing of it. Because at the end of the day, we here, we still got to get work done. It's not like me and him is going to be on the job just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what this is. So, I'm not even stressing it. So, she's giving me nothing but attitude. And at some point, I start giving her attitude back. Because I'm just like, girl, like, you're not about to come here. You don't even work here. You know what I'm saying? And you're just giving me bare motherfucking attitude. And then, so I go to him and I start telling him, like, yo, like, your girl, like, she's here. She's giving me mad attitude. I'm not really jacking it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, well, she not really feeling that me and you is kind of like seeing each other outside of her, because she feels like maybe you weren't feeling her in a sense. And I had to let him know, like, at the end of the day, like, I am curious. I would say I'm bi-curious, where it's like, it's not that I'm not interested in girls. I'm curious about it, but I'm not like, it's not my goal. Like, I'm not tempted behind it. Like, I'm not like tempted to be with a girl, if that makes sense. Like, I don't mind experimenting with a girl, like, you know what I'm saying, like, with a guy there though. Like, I don't think that I can do it just like, that's just not my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's what it is. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? And I felt like ultimately, like, I can't be in an environment where you're trying to just force it to be my thing. Like, if I just feel like this, people gotta fit in to the equation. You can't force people to fit into your equation. I felt like it was a situation where I was kind of being forced to fit into their situation, and it just wasn't where I was at. So that's where the conflict kind of was there. And I feel like that's where the conflict is with a lot of people in a lot of different situations. Leave people where they at. Everybody don't want what you want. Everybody won't like what you like, and that's okay. Like, that's very much okay. Like, stop trying to force people to be in y'all like fantasies and dreams and lives. And then me, I was curious, and I thought it could just be left at curiosity, but I also have to understand that, like, people have their whole lives invested in certain things, so I can't just hop in and hop out of people's shit. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say she was giving me attitude. He telling me, oh, just ignore it. It's not that deep, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to separate it. Like, I'm just not going to pay attention to her. Y'all, I could not, this was so long ago, I cannot tell you what she did. I believe she spoke to me crazy in front of a customer. I think because she was there with him. She wasn't working, but she was assisting him. So whenever people would sign up for stuff, she would go in the truck and get like the paperwork and help them finish signing up and stuff. Me, I was solely signing up people because we were based on commission. So we all had our own clients. So even though me and him, like, we're working on commission, he would always like share his customers with me. Like, he was a good salesperson. And as soon as he would catch them on a sale, he would share them with me, right? So he was catching me up on a sale. He already told me beforehand, like, oh, you know, this customer is yours. I'ma just, you know, prep them up, talk them up, get them signed up, and then you go ahead and take the commission for it. So I'm like, cool, all right, cool, I'm gonna do that, thank you. He was used to doing that anyways. Now, after he's done prepping up the customer and they agree to sign up, I go and get my own paperwork and stuff like that. When I come out, she picked me as already helping the customer and having them sign up, already signed him up underneath Freak Nasty's iPad. So now he got the commission. So now I'm telling her, like, why would you do that when that was my customer right there? Like, that was my commission. She was like, oh, well, first of all, Freak Nasty's the one who got this customer, and I don't know what kind of perks that you think that you can get with him, but you need to hold up your own weight. We get paid off a commission, so you can't just be taking all his commission, blah, blah, blah. He gave me the client. He gave me the client. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you come in here, you don't even work here, and then you're trying to delegate this stuff. And I just feel like, girl, aren't you going against your slave master's rule? Like, he would not like this at this point in time, which he didn't, because he came over when me and her started going back and forth, and he was like trying to see what was going on, and he was basically telling her, like, you know, don't do that, and he gave me the client, blah, blah, blah. But she was still getting like nasty at the mouth, so I started getting crazy with her. But y'all, as soon as I started getting crazy with her in return, why Freak Nasty shifted on me now? This man turns around like, oh, don't talk to my girl like that. You can't talk to my girl like that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at him like, but your girl's talking to me like this. Like, and I'm just like, oh, he gonna pick up for the slave. Because in the day, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I think him and I both know this. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Hello? Hey, Ma, what's up? Hi, Patash. I'm fine, how are you? Pagi problem no. Let me get please my bow. Okay, bye. Yeah. Thanks, Ma. Alright, bye. That was my grandfather and his wife. I had sent them some money. I swear to God, y'all, I sent them like $20 each because I got this week I had to pay mad bills, but I was just send them $20 each because they like to play the lotto every day. So I was like, they could just put $20 in their lotto today. And they called me to say thank you, and they're so humble and so gracious. They're like, oh, my granddaughter, I love you so much. Like, y'all, I could send my grandfather an avocado and he gonna call me and be like, I love you, granddaughter. I'm like, yo, you can't buy times like that, especially not having a dad anymore. I definitely appreciate my granddad. But nevertheless, where was I? Oh yeah, so he started turning on me like, oh Lord, that's my girl, like you bugging, blah blah blah, that's my girl, you can't whatever. Because like at this point me and her was trying to fight. Y'all, why the customer that we was signing up, she was like, like y'all are at work and this is how y'all behaving. Like we legit all broke out into argument right in front of like the people and everything. Like the lady dead shamed her. She was like, y'all are at work, this is disgusting. Like, and we really could not, like, we were really sitting there arguing. Like that shit was really crazy. So during the midst of the argument, I think like one of the guys, there was another guy that was with us. Thank God, because usually it's just the three of us, me and his girl and him, or it's just me and him. But this time there was a guy that came on with us for training, and he tried to de-escalate the situation, and he ended up helping de-escalate it. And I ended up like, you know what, let me just take my stuff, I'm out of here. Like I definitely had rode with them, but because we were in downtown Brooklyn, I was way closer to home than I would have been if we would have worked anywhere else. So I was like, well, I know my way home from here, I'm out of here. Like I'm gonna text my manager like, oh, something went down and I'm not working with these people anymore, like I'm about to get out of here. So as I'm leaving, y'all, I'm walking away, I start taking like the supplies I bought with me. I start taking that inventory, anything that I bought with me, I start picking up and taking, which I was mad because now I didn't have a car to put all that stuff in. So I took all this stuff from the office and I'm about to be walking with it by hand, but I'm liable for it. So here comes Freak Nasty. He starts following me, bro. He's following me by foot. Mind you, it starts raining. I remember this vividly. I have my umbrella up. I'm holding the stuff. I'm barely going to hold my umbrella up because I have mad stuff in my hands. He started following me. He follows me. Freak Nasty wait until we get into like a cut street, like where there's barely nobody, and he slams me against the wall, y'all. Like, y'all, I was like, I can't lie, I was a little turned on, a little bit. Before y'all start calling me a pick me too, I was a little tiny on bit turned on because it was so sudden. Like it was just like when he was following me, I thought he was really following me to be like, oh, where you going, why you leaving, the shift not over. I wasn't really trying to hear what he had to say anyways, cause I felt like you done put me in this messed up ass little trio love triangle you got going on, and I thought you had your situation handled, and like I don't really like what position you put me in, so I ain't really had nothing really I wanted to say to him. So now he's following me. He slammed me against the wall, right? But it wasn't like as hard where like it banged my head or anything. It was just like where you going, stop right now, right? So I'm like, all my stuff falling out my hand. I'm like, what are you doing? He like, oh, you can't talk to me or my girl like that. Because I remember I told him, I'll make my brother come fuck you up. I'll make my brother come fuck you up. I think I told him that, like I was gonna get my brother on him. And he's like, you can't talk to us like that. Who do you think you are? Like, this man is checking me, and this is not even my man. That was the scariest part about it, was the fact that he felt like he had that type of like authority to like even handle me in that way. Like, I am not your woman, sir. Like, you got one woman that you take care of. I am not underneath your care. Like, you're not about to put your hands on me. You're not about to talk to me like I owe you something, or like you're in control of me. Like, none of that was about to happen. And I'm like, hell nah, no, absolutely not. So I push him off, like, get off of me. Me and him is literally like tussling now. So now all the inventory and stuff that I picked up, he start picking it up off the floor. You're not taking none of this with you. You're going to have to be liable to pay all this. Basically saying that, oh, he's going to take all the inventory. So now I don't have no clients or inventory to go back to the office with. So what am I going to tell these people? What happened to the stuff? Oh, he took it. He's going to deny it. First of all, he's their top seller. He's their top seller. They love him. Because he comes to the office with the fake ass Givenchy suits and tie, acting like he live on Wall Street whole time. He live in pissy ass Bronx projects. You know what I'm saying? They love that. They love the cappers. Cappers are scammers. They love that. So they wasn't gonna believe me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he started taking all the inventory. As I'm trying to grab some inventory out his hand, he starts pushing me, but he's pushing me like even harder. Like, he's like walling me up. Like, I'm like, y'all, this man is liable to what my motherfucking is. And I done had enough fights with men in my life to know that I never want to fight a man again. Ever. Like, it would have to be a situation where I have to help protect somebody where I would end up putting my hands on a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm helping like my friend or something like that, or my family, whatever. But outside of that, me go head on head with a man, no. I'm not doing it. Men have this weird, like, incredible strength that comes out of nowhere. Like, they get like the Hulk so easy, and it's like, no matter how much I tried, you see these little arms right here? They don't bench press anything. Like, I'm so weak. Like, I weigh 171 pounds, but I kid you not, it's all fat. Like, it's not one piece of what's on my body, yada yada, muscle. None of it is muscle, y'all. Like, so I'm not gonna be wrestling with these strong ass men, okay? Because I am a woman, not a man. So yeah, so after I realized he was getting like extremely aggressive with me, I was like, oh nah, none of this stuff is worth it. Mind you, the only reason why I knew something was janky about the company from the jump, but the reason why I really knew it was janky was because of Freak Nasty. Like, he was putting me on to the fact that they were a Ponzi scheme. You got what I'm saying? And I think that he was trying to, like, in a sense, I guess, set them up. I think he was trying to do something. So I already knew that they were like a Ponzi scheme. So when he took everything, I was just like, you know what? Fuck that inventory. Fuck you. Fuck this scamming ass job. Fuck pick me. Fuck your girl. Like, fuck all this shit. Like, I'm done with all of this. Like, I was just like, I didn't even know where I got myself. Like, how did I even get myself into this situation? Like, I've been working at this job for a few months. I got into it with a girl the first time who, it wasn't even me and her that got into it. It was me and her friends that got into it at a pool party. And then she dragged it into the work. But that's another story for another story time. Now I'm here with this guy, and I'm in a whole ASMR nasty time choral. Like, how did I get here? Like, Sarah, you're not making the best decisions. Like, you need to take a step back and reevaluate yourself. Like, that's the point where I was at. Like, I'm bugging right now. Like, I definitely was not making the best decisions for myself. So I left that night, and I kept deciding, like, okay, what are you gonna do? Of course, when as soon as I left, I blocked him. I blocked that group text we were in on WhatsApp. I got out of there. Like, anything affiliated with him, I blocked all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, so what am I gonna do and tell the job now? What am I gonna tell the manager? And I was like, honestly, Sarah, you need to get a new job. Like, this is obviously a Ponzi scheme. And then we weren't even making any money. Like, every Friday, I used to, like, literally have to beg them. Like, the manager would send me like $100, or, well, this is all you made out of commissions, and sorry, and try again harder next week. Like, I think and they used to pay me via Cash App. Like, they used to send me Cash Apps. And I remember by the time I left the job, I had worked for that job for maybe like less than 4 months, like 4 or 5 months. It wasn't even half a year. And for that entire couple of months, I think they only ever gave me in total like $500-600 when I added up all my Cash Apps. Like, there were some weeks where we didn't get any money at all. They would be like, oh no, none of the commissions went through. Like, there was this one week where I made mad commission. They told me none of it went through. Like, who knows what was going through, I felt like they were giving us little pennies to keep us at bay, keep us quiet. And they had them encouraging meetings to keep us going. Like, it was just, y'all, scam Monday. But I was just like, Sarah, just leave. Just don't go back. So I just didn't go back. I didn't go back after that day. I didn't go back to that job. I never went back to that office. I never spoke. Well, this is the funny thing. I never spoke or seen Freak Nasty or his girl again, right? Mind you, Freak Nasty is a weirdo. Because remember I told you I blocked him on everything? For a whole, I guess, like, I would say like 2 weeks. It wasn't a month, so it had to be like 2-3 weeks max. Freak Nasty kept writing me from a different number, like, and I, like, of course I knew it was him because he said it was him, but, like, he was literally trying to convince me, like, oh, like, he needs to teach me how to be, like, pick me, and he's not giving up on me yet. He still feels like I have hope to learn how to be a submissive and listen to her master and all this different stuff. And I'm just like, nigga, this shit is done. This shit was supposed to be fun. This shit was supposed to be a good time. This shit was not supposed to be a long time, baby boy. Like, and that's never going to be me. Like, I'm sorry that you like me. And if you weren't a weirdo, freak, nasty, suit wearing imposter, I probably, with a girlfriend, slave girlfriend, I probably would like you too. And you had all these kids, all these different baby moms. Like, you were running an organization that I wanted no part of, sir. Like, literally no part of. Like, and it sucks because TMI, I am into ASMR. I am. And I haven't indulged in it anything past Freak Nasty, and I do want to in the future moving forward. But it's just like, it's scary. Like, it would be really scary to, like, even, like, I don't know, like, I feel like that situation it traumatized me. Because are people ever truly comfortable mixing and mingling like that? Like, I even saw a story on Black Girls Unlost, or was it Black Girls on, or True Crimes? One of those channels that I watch on YouTube. And they were supposed to have 3 guys, were supposed to have a poly relationship. And one of them, 2 of them ended up breaking it off and dating each other, and then one of them ended up dying again. It was weird. Like, do people ever really be comfortable with sharing each other? You know what I'm saying? And like the whole, like, slave and master, it was just a lot. It was a lot, y'all. It was real ghetto, and it was a lot. And I was so happy that I got out of that situation unscathed, because it could have been different. Like, you know what I mean? In so many different ways. Like, I didn't even know who I was dealing with. And what's so funny and what's so scary, y'all, is because fast forward to the pandemic, right? So you see how I said I haven't heard or seen Freak Nasty or Pick Me since then, which I knew I wouldn't have, because remember I told you that it took me 3-4 hours to get home. We lived on opposite sides of the world. Like, there's certain, like, New York City may be small, but it's so big in a sense where you'll never run into a group of people if you literally just don't frequent certain areas. And there's so many areas that you don't need to frequent. Like, you know what I mean? So we never ran into each other. Like, the job was the only thing that literally put us next to each other. And I was traveling all the way from one side of New York to the other side of New York just to go to this job. So I was pretty far, right? So fast forward the pandemic, y'all. I'm on, what's that app called? Oh, that app where everybody was listening to each other talk and have their rooms and chats and stuff. If y'all know what app I'm talking about, put it down in the comments. What's that app? Everybody was talking on this app. Everybody was just doing mad weird. Clubhouse, yes. We're on Clubhouse, y'all, and I'm in a room. Mind you, it's not even a Freak Nasty room. It's a regular room, y'all. I see Freak Nasty picture pop up into the room. And somebody in the room I'm with is like, oh, it's Freak Nasty. Said his name. Oh, yeah, he's mad cool. He knows mad information on ASMR. Y'all, girls, he's the ladies' man. He's this and that. Y'all, when I seen him into that room and he turned his mic on and started talking, and I heard that womanizer Casanova voice, y'all, I got out that room so goddamn fast. I don't know if he saw me. And I went and screenshotted his name. Blocked his ass. Hold on, let me change my battery. My camera dying. But nevertheless, yeah, like, I got out of that Clubhouse chat room with the quickness. And I logged off. Like, y'all, I logged off so fast. Like, I was not playing. Like, I was out of there. Because I didn't want this man to have no access to me. By that time, I already had a new phone number. I had a new job. Like, I didn't want this man to have no access to me, especially the last time we left off. Like, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but he had threatened me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when he had, like, pushed me and stuff about don't talk to him and his girl like that, like, he had dead threatened me. You feel me? So I was just like, yeah, nah, like, I'm not even trying to be a part of none of this situation. So when I seen him on there, I got out of there, and I ain't never go back into that room or people in that room again, because I'm like, somebody in there, especially that girl, is associated with him, and I don't want no parts. So you guys, that was my story time for the ASMR nasty time, y'all. It's so crazy that I be sharing this TMI stuff with y'all, but at the end of the day, like, a lot of my viewers are women in my age group, and if you guys are younger, you guys need to hear this stuff so you can make better decisions for yourself. If you guys are in my age range and you ever been through anything like this and can relate to me, if you guys are older and can give me advice, like, the content works for so many different people. So that's why I go ahead and just give y'all the nitty gritty. But I am going to be coming with some good, happy story times of like funny, happy, fun stuff that's happened to me. But I definitely wanted to touch base in this story time because the story time, this one that I'm adding right here, this one, that's even how I met Cherry from that story time, was through Miss Freak Nasty. So it played a big role, like, just in transitions. It's funny how, like, small little stuff like this, decisions that, that's why I say decisions that you make are very important, because small little stuff like this could literally change the course of your whole journey. Like, you start meeting different people, making different decisions, and shit can just shift. Like, you get what I'm saying? So would I ever try ASMR again? Absolutely. Like, I'm very into it and I want to do it. I just wanted to be with the right people, under the right temperature and the right type of, you know, agreement. And yeah, F them. But nevertheless, y'all, I started my It Girl Business Tips 101 on my channel. It's a new series that I'm working on where I'm going to be teaching my entrepreneur ladies, or anybody who wants to learn about business and financial literacy, all about that stuff, everything I learned in business school, everything that I'm still learning with all the courses I'm taking now, all the books that I'm reading. And I want to share that because I feel like it's a good way for me to also, like, finish learning and growing my business, my entrepreneur business, because y'all, you know, I do the fashion thing and I'm good with the hands, but I'm not gonna go nowhere in life if I'm not good up here. I gotta be good with the numbers, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I did so far though, y'all. I don't sew fast when I'm talking. Usually when I'm doing this, I'm watching like a show or I'm binge watching something, but obviously I'm not done and I gotta do the whole dress. And I think I kind of counted wrong, so it's going to take me a little longer to finish this one, but whatever. I think it's going to come out looking real beautiful when it's done. What you guys think? Shop Trapez Moi on shop.deharasnyc.com. And you guys, shop my Depop. I finally got my Depop back up. If you go on it right now, it's not going to be a lot of pieces, but I put pieces on Depop like every week, so I'm gonna have a lot of nice stuff on Depop. I had one before, but it got shut down because somebody kept reporting it. I don't even know who. Some hating ass hoe. I wonder if I'm saying that right now, but shop my Depop. Put the link down in the bio. What else I want to say to you guys? Drop it in the comments if you guys can relate to the story time, even though it's a little, you know, on the over 18 rated R side. And what you guys thought I did wrong, what would you guys do differently? Was pick me a hating that hoe? Was I crazy for even like thinking about dabbling in that situation? Like, would you guys ever dabble in a situation like that? And if you guys know anywhere I can safely like learn about like ASMR or engage, let me know. Drop in the comments below or DM me, whatever, if y'all into it. And that's all I wanted to say. That was my story time, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you're not going to do anything else, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But if you're not going to do anything else besides that, make sure you do what? Always pour into yourself. Pour into your motherfucking self. Pour into yourself. And y'all, I read all my comments. I answer all my comments. So I'm gonna see y'all there, period. Oh, one more thing. Should I announce this? But yeah, I am about to hit 5K, right? So I'm going to be doing a 5K giveaway to 5 girlies. So I'm not going to tell y'all the criteria that helps y'all meet that because I don't want nobody to cheat. But I'm going to do I'm going to do it on camera too. I'm going to make like gift packages and give y'all some Deharasnyc stuff. and as a thank you for 5K subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for growing with me. And yeah, let's get to 5K. We're on the road. See you guys soon. Bye.